Jordan Long here, and today I'm going to make this movie show. And the reason is that I got a goal. And this goal is to see if I can speak English with most or all Germanic words. Now, in case people are wondering, English is a Germanic language. It actually belongs to the Western Germanic language group of the Germanic language group of Indo-European languages. Now, the reason that people are surprised that English is Germanic is because English has a bunch of outlander words from sundriest different languages. Some that were actually spoken and some that were taken from, but probably all from being spoken, actually. And since English gets at its core, English is Germanic. Even though there is Italic and Celtic and Romance and Hellenic and Anglo-Indian, and also not forgetting about Lukud and Polynesian, and maybe just a little bit, just because since there is a lot of outlander words in English, people tend to not realize that our language is Germanic. For example, instead of talking with a friend, instead of a friend asking me how my family's doing, my friend could ask, "How is your kinfolk doing?" My kinfolk are doing very well, thanks for asking. Now, why did I choose kinfolk? Because kinfolk is a Germanic English word, the first word in our language. Family is a Italic Latin outlander word. Another example that somebody could say is that I unlook you since you're very iffin and that you're a show player. Well, thank you for unlooking me since I'm iffin and I'm a show player. Now, why did I say iffin and unlook? Unlook is the first Germanic English word in our language. Iffin is also a first Germanic English word in our language. And show player is a combining of two first Germanic English words. Now, why did I use them? Because since respect is a Romance French outlander word, industrious is a Romance French outlander word, and actor or actress is a Hellenic outlander word. Now, why did I change because to since? Since sense is a first Germanic Germanic English word. Because, or most of because, is a Romance French outlander word. Now, some people might wonder, why did I choose this to be my goal? Why I'm choosing to try to do something that's impossible to do? Well, it's not impossible to do. All the vocabulary is there. There was a movement to try to create a new form of English that is deprived of all of its outlander words from other languages that are not Germanic. This movement was called Anglish because it takes English back to its European Anglo roots. First, choosing the Germanic over all the other outlander word equivalents, bringing back obsolete Germanic words, or using Germanic words from other Germanic languages, active or inactive, and coining new words from Germanic roots. Now, is it easy to speak it like that all the time? No, it is certainly not. And since when you look at English, you realize how more we depend so much on outlander words these days when we speak English. And some people might actually think it's weird. For example, some people might say, I wish that your moving shows were on the Farseer. Yeah, I wish my moving shows were on the Farseer. I wish your moving shows were in a moving show house. Oh, I wish they were too, but as you know, my moving shows or movie shows don't make enough Weir Guild. Now, why did I say moving show house? Since house and moving are both first Germanic English words, and a moving show is a movie show, something that moves, something you can watch move. Now, why did I use that? Because theater is a Hellenic Outlander word. Why did I use television? Why did I use Farseer? Farseer is someone or something that can see into the unknown. A Farseer is something that can also see images, can see things from far away. Now, the reason I use Farseer is because, well, since television is a combining between a Romance French Outlander word and a Hellenic Outlander word. Okay. Now, is it easy to speak it this way? No. And most of the time, make a mistake. And I've been forlaying my moving shows on the altar web on YouTube trying to speak this way, and it's not easy, you know. And, you know, it is certainly not easy to do that, you know. And that's all I'm basically going to say here. But here are a couple words that you can use that are easy to use. For example, instead of saying literature, that is a italic Latin Outlander word, you could use the Germanic English word bookcraft. And instead of saying ancestor, that is a italic Latin Outlander word, you could use the word forekind. Now, is it easy to speak that way? No. And most of the time, we subconsciously now choose Outlander words, since the English has been influenced by has taken on Outlander words from sundriest different languages, some Germanic, some Celtic, some Italic, some Romance, and also some Japanic and some from Hellenic, and also some from Anglo-Indian, and also some of them coming from Polynesian, but a small amount, and a bunch of other unknown languages and proper names. So that's why I try to speak English of mostly all or mostly Germanic words. So that's it. Hope you have a good morning, and I'll see you on tomorrow.